Okay. Well, first of all, tell us what is this event all about?
This event is about continuing giving support and competition for our local athletes. Even though it is at the tail end of our season, we felt that the athletes are still hungry for competitions. And Ghana Armed Forces came out with this idea that they would like to do their internal competition. So we advise that if they are doing their internal competition, because they have taken almost all the best athletes we have in this country. So if they are doing their own national competitions, why didn't they do it national? So that we will come and support it. So the Ghana Armed Forces with Colonel Koto accepted the proposals and they gladly did it. And they made it a national program. And it is a huge success. They had more than 400 athletes competing in this competition. It is only when we do real national championship that we get this kind of people that compete in our national championship. So it's hugely successful, and we just pray that we continue with that kind of relationship with the Ghana Armed Forces.
What do you seek to achieve?
We seek to achieve so many things in this competition. First, we are building a relationship with Ghana Armed Forces. That's very important. For them to also come on board to organize national competition like this one. So that if we are doing 3 national competitions and the Ghana Armed Forces is also doing 2 national competitions, it means we are having 6 national competitions in the year. That is good for ourselves, good for the Ghana Armed Forces, good for the Ghanaian athletes. Secondly, the Ghana Armed Forces have recruited enough athletes. They also need to continue to keep these athletes in good shape. By giving them these competitions, the athletes will continue to be in good shape, continue to train throughout the season. And that, by and large, it also have positive effects on the general development of athletics. Because if the athlete does well, we will pick them to national teams. We will use them for the international competitions. So we also urge other allied institutions for them to also emulate what Ghana Forces have started. If you have 2, 3 institutions that are doing this one, if you have 2, 3 institutions that are doing 2 national competitions every year, that will be 6. In addition to our 4, that is 10. Can you imagine if you have 10 national competitions in a year for our local athletes, what do you do for them? They will be readily prepared for any international competition that Ghana will send them. So the importance of this competition is huge.
But knowing the essence of competition like this, and earlier when you were speaking, you did mention about the Ghana Athletics being in their off season. So if you're in your off season, knowing very well the importance of organizing events to keep your local athletes very active and competitive, why did the GA not take up the initiative of doing this earlier?
Now, we had our own program for this year. So normally our program is geared towards international competitions. So when they came out, they did an earlier one 2, 3 months ago. So they came with another program that they want to do the second one. That is where we advise that they should do it national. So that is what, primarily they were doing it to keep the athletes in shape. They don't want athletes to get rusted before next year program. So they need to keep the athletes in shape. So basically this one was for them to keep the athletes in shape. But they gracefully accepted the idea that we should make it national. That's why you see people from Kumasi, even as far as Wa and Tamale are all competing. So basically the initial idea was to keep Ghana Armed Forces team active throughout the year. That is the Ghana Armed Forces policy. So they don't want next year in January or in February their athlete will not be in good shape. It's a very top-notch approach of keeping athletes active throughout the year. Our programs are always geared towards international programs, and international programs ended a month ago. Yeah, so our program also ended a month ago. But we are grateful that we have this program because looking at August to December is a very long period. You can't have off-season, 6-month off-season. So when this program came, we embraced this wholeheartedly, knowing that it will help us to help the athletes, to also help the Ghana Armed Forces. We're hoping maybe next year we'll do competition up to November.
Okay, so that's a quick one. Considering the grounds that these athletes are competing to keep themselves very active, I've taken a look at the tartan tracks. Very deplorable, isn't it?
It's a very difficult field. Very, very difficult. The tartan is almost gone. And I will applaud the athletes for having the confidence or having the courage or the hope to run on such a turf. You look at the tartan, it was purely red, but what you see now is black. The material itself is worn out. You see some places it's just concrete floor. So athletes are running on the concrete floor. The reason why they are not complaining is that they are hungry for competitions. Sometimes, look at a lot of injury that we have here today. A lot of muscle pulls just because the grounds are extremely hard. But be it as it may, that is what we have now. That is why we are doing it here. We are hoping maybe in the near future the state will come and sort the LWAC issue out. We are just hoping.
I have a last question. You talk about so many muscle pulls that athletes have suffered. When the Ghana Armed Forces were considering keeping athletes active, were there no alternatives instead of the LWAC Stadium, and how harmful will this tartan track have on athletes?
The Ghana forces have got a peculiar way of how they operate. They are military establishment. They don't do things like we the civilians. So they also knows they have medical corps. When we came, I saw a lot of medical personnel from them. Yes. So they are well versed. They know what it takes to keep these athletes safe under these conditions. So they are doing what they do best to keep these athletes safe on this day. They also know the level of deterioration of this. So they are fully aware, and I know they are working with it with the sports authority to get it fixed. You know, in every field there are risks and there are dangers. Even if you run on Mundo, you see people pulling muscle on Mundo track. So we cannot have 100% as the free event. That is why sometimes once in a while you see the injury. But by and large, the athletes are enjoying it. We are enjoying it. Everybody's enjoying it, and we are hoping that. Let me repeat: we are hoping and praying that this LWF field that started over in LWAC Sports Stadium will be fixed very soon. If that one is done, if you have LWAC, we have Legon, we have Botema, we have Carnation Complex, 4 standard running surface, synthetic running surface in Accra, 4. You can just imagine what will happen in Atlantis. Can it happen? You can have a group of people training at Botama, other training at University of Ghana, some people training here, others will be training at Carnation Complex. You can imagine what will happen in Atlantis. We're just praying that within a year or two, these 4 stadia should be fixed so that Atlantis will wear its proper clothes, as the local people will say.